Brothers and sisters, this will be the third video today on the issue surrounding Gambian immigrants in Italy, France, Germany, United States of America, and the panic mode that is spreading all over the place. I mean, because people are being detained and deported. And the Gambians are calling for their government and the diplomats abroad to sensitize them, to stand up for them, to engage them, so that the deportation, even if it is inevitable, would be done in a human way and a respectful way, and then it will allow them to at least send back monies they saved here or things that belong to them, and then they will go home and continue their lives. Well, like I said earlier, the Gambian embassy in Washington, D.C. particularly must bear in mind that they must move fast to change the current wave of extremely negative information against the mission. Well, it is left to them. I care less if they see it as a blame game or whatever, but this is nothing like blame. They should instead jump on these videos and then thank some of us who are telling them what people are saying about them they may not even know. And that will allow them the possibility of coming out with something or take a stand or at least change gears or change direction to find an amicable arena between them and the citizens that pay the taxes that pay them to represent the country. As many Gambians are saying, they, the diplomats who should have stood up for them, are the ones signing or issuing them emergency passports without caring about them in detention centers. This is what they are saying. Who visits them? They are asking. They said nobody visits them. Who checks the conditions leading to the issuance of emergency passports? Some people are on the process of getting their green cards. Some people are waiting for this to be mailed. Some people are on the process of becoming citizens. All these are things to be put into consideration before issuing the emergency passport. Or at least sensitize the person, educate them to know that this is not disrespectful, but it is legal, and then find a way of either the person stays through the due process of law or will be deported through the same due process of law. Now, there is another thing. Who checks the list to make sure some of the names are not among those waiting for the 10-year period leading them to the path of citizenship? Well, in fact, are there Gambians in Dhaka also, like the dream? It could be. Now we go to where? Whether the embassy knows it or not, whether the embassy agrees with it or not, what they need to be told is that Gambians are more scared of their own diplomats than ICE agents arresting and deporting them. This is not Isa Bogart, he's saying this. This is what you can derive after testing the pulse of society, particularly Gambian immigrants abroad, particularly scaling it down to the illegal immigrants. Now, many Gambians today believe that the embassies are the ones signaling, tracking, and reporting them to be deported. You see, this is a perception that the embassies should be grateful to some of us to tell them, because then they will know what the people are thinking. Okay? And I don't think any wise diplomat or any wise public official will come out, throwing tantrums, beating chests with fists of fury, bouncing back, sending punches here and there like ping pong between them and people on social media. What they should do is to listen to those who are telling them what they don't know, find a solution on it. That's all. Any person who is a public servant and expects to be anointed in every situation or sheer butter be applied for you to be massaged, I don't think you would find a good twin brother in Isa Bokatsi and others. No. But I will never also sit here and blame all the diplomats, put them in one basket and say they don't care and whatever. Sometimes some of these things are misinformation. Some of it also comes from inexperience. Because issuing the emergency passport to somebody whose process was almost finished to become a citizen or to have a green card, that's another issue. Okay? Now, that is serious and must be addressed now, as it will sooner than later turn against the sitting government in Banjul. Remember, this is a government that was voted into power. Remember, whether we like it or not, or we appreciate it or not, what the diasporans represent as far as remittances, as far as feeding their families, what's the while? Because most of these people, one out of almost every diasporan can influence 50 to 100 voters, whether you know it or not, even if they don't vote. So be very careful. If you want to support the government, you want to maintain your position, you want to remain an ambassador or a council or a first secretary, a second secretary, you want to serve and you want to have a salary, the prestige, be careful of those who will influence the votes. Okay? Now, brushing this off with excuses like all those being deported are people who go against the laws of their host countries is too weak in certain cases. And indeed not the whole story. That is not true with every case. How about the position taken by the Ghanaian president? His letter is circulating on social media. Why can't our own authorities, beginning with the embassy here in Washington, D.C., New York, and other parts of the Western Hemisphere, or any other part of the world where you have Gambians, approach the U.S. authorities or other countries in Europe to find a common ground for these helpless immigrants, some of whom have been here for years and deserve good legal representation to achieve their dreams or to realize their dreams. Those who committed serious crimes or those who deserve being deported within a legal framework should leave, yes. But at the same time, those who deserve remaining here within a legal framework should also be assisted. That is not the job of the U.S. government or any other government in the Western Hemisphere, no. No. It is a duty for our diplomats and or abroad, our diplomats and or those who hired and sent them abroad. That's your duty. It's not the duty of the U.S. government to protect Gambian citizens. No. Well, within the context of universal law, yes. But when it comes to serving, these people pay taxes to the Gambia government. Some will tell you that we pay taxes in the U.S. here. Yes, but even if you pay taxes also, once you are considered to be illegal and then the proof comes from your own government, then you cannot blame the host country's government. No. If Gambians don't feel protected abroad, based on what we could find out these days, what they are saying on the phone, I did not call anybody, they called me. If they feel people who are not protected, vulnerable abroad, we wonder why attribute that function to the ministry charged with that responsibility. Thank you.